and $100 in free electricity. Join us at Caney Fork Electric's Member Appreciation on Friday, May 23rd from 11 to 2.
Warehouse Discount Grocery serving McMinnville and Warren County with the best meats, freshest produce, and the best prices on all your favorite groceries. Listen to these specials. Preferred Angus beef boneless ribeye steaks family pack, $12.99 a pound. Beef tenderloin steaks, $16.99 a pound. And center cut bone-in pork chops family pack, $2.39 a pound. Be sure to check out the full-service deli featuring your favorite meats from Charter Reserve. Open 7 days a week at 835 Smithville Highway. That's Warehouse Discount Groceries, or WDG.
Need service for your Ford but short on time? Hi, I'm Service Manager Jordan Shank at Reddick Brown Ford, where we make it easy with complimentary pickup and delivery. Whether it's routine maintenance or repairs, we'll come to you, take care of your vehicle, and bring it right back, all without interrupting your day. Experience stress-free service from a name you trust. Schedule your appointment now at ReddickBrownFord.com. Reddick Brown Ford, where convenience meets quality care.
Oh, why won't this work?
Don't lose your cool. Call Black's Heating and Air for a preseason check-in service on your central air conditioning system. It can increase the life and dependability of your unit while reducing the chances of a very sticky situation.
Unbelievable!
Get that air conditioner checked now.
This is Benny Black.
And this is Seth Black with Black's Heating and Air.
Call today, 931-668-0785.
Benny's slogan at Black's Heating and Air is, once you've had Black, you won't go back.
Mention this ad and you can get a discount.
From the WBMC studio in McMinnville, Tennessee, you're listening to Town Talk with your host, Raven Young.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of Town Talk on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Thank you for being here with us today and getting your morning started. My name is Raven Young. We have Abby Myers in the co-host seat.
Good morning.
And we are here ready to get the ball rolling on a new show.
Yes.
So it's going to be a great day. I want to say thank you to our sponsors at Security Federal Savings Bank. If you need help with a car, home, or personal loan, the process can be made easy at Security Federal Savings Bank. Please call Meredith Woodley or any of the lending team members. They will answer your questions to make the process easy. Security Federal Savings Bank, the friendliest bank in town, equal housing lender, member FDIC. Thank you for being a great sponsor of Town Talk and supporting all things local. We sure do appreciate our friends at Security Federal Savings Bank. So, what did you do yesterday, Abby?
Well, after I came here, I went back and did some things at my house, ran some errands, and then last night I went to Cookeville.
Yes.
I had to reschedule one that was supposed to be for the Thursday of the concert.
The concert.
Yeah,
okay.
So then we ended up just making it for a Monday and did that yesterday. I'm going to turn around and do it
I was about
tonight.
to say, so do you have to do it again today?
Yeah. Luckily, the girl who's going to be running the Cookeville location is going to take over this Thursday, though. So I don't have to go down there on Thursday, thank goodness. But
so is training going well and
stuff?
Yeah,
it's my first time really ever. I mean, I've worked with instructors in my own studio. It's my first time like really sitting down with like a group of people who've not been in a class and are unsure of everything and train them. We had a few of them come to the studio this weekend, and after they came, they felt much better. Because I'm like, until you really see how the layout goes, you're kind of like, you know, you can only say so much. It's nice to see it, you know, fully all together. So they came to a class and they're like, okay, I feel much better. I'm like, I can only tell you so many key words, but for you're like, what?
You just got to do it.
What is that? Yeah. So they just had to do it. But
so when will that location open?
I'm sure you know, like dealing with stuff like this, but like getting someone to come in for like codes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Get stuff hung up.
It's
like
just never ending.
Ending. And, you know, my dad's my free labor. So it's on, you know, a lot of it is on his time. Yep. So today we're hoping to get down there and take the flooring. And then if the codes guy would get over there, we could start our wall. We are going to build a wall because we are in a shopping center. Not a shopping, kind of like a suite.
Okay.
And we're in there with the Hitch and Life is Good store. So, you know, they're excited for our traction to come through. But I'm like, are you excited for our noise? But luckily, we're going to try and soundproof the best we can. So we're going to put up a wall. And then we also, you know, he was like, well, I'm just excited, you know, you're going to bring in some foot traffic. And so he's like, we put out some leggings, you know, stuff. And I was like, going to tell me you need to carry like cycle shoes.
Yeah.
Because then I can just say, hey,
go to the
hitch next door.
That would be cool.
And get your cycle shoes because we do clip in.
Have
and
water bottles.
Yes.
Have some bar socks.
Yes.
With the little grippy. I mean, all the stuff.
All the things.
Then they just stop by.
Yeah. What did you do yesterday?
Oh, I don't remember. What did I do? We received a shipment of a lot of our tile for our apartments. So we probably got, I would say about 75% of our tile came in yesterday. I think there were 13 pallets total.
Wow.
So we spent the day unloading the truck and then booming the tile up to the second floor, unloading and checking it off and, all the stuff.
Yeah.
So I did that for a large part of yesterday. And
still no elevator update?
No elevator update. I'm hoping, because it is kind of nice out there right now, I'm hoping the guys are able to actually work today. They weren't able to work yesterday because the rain was kind of spotty off and on. It actually turned out to be a nice day, but it was already after like 9 o'clock and they're driving from Nashville. So we didn't get any mason work done yesterday, but I'm hoping maybe they'll come today. So we'll see. But because they're working on the elevator for you, getting it built up there. So
it's awesome.
But yeah, big day of work. And then I walked on my walking pad last night. And I told you yesterday I've ordered some ankle weights.
Yes.
They're supposed to come in today. I walked with just some of my little 2-pounder dumbbells. Last night. But I'm excited to try out those ankle weights. So.
They say that like walking is just as good as everything else. Like you're supposed to get to a certain heart rate, and once you're at that, you hit that walking as well, and so it's really beneficial.
Yeah. Do you know what that heart rate is?
I don't know what that heart rate is.
I don't either.
But in the summer we love, like, I have my walking pad for when it's indoors and it's raining, but we can go walk. We have where my husband and I got married. It's beautiful and it's on their property. So there's literally just like you can walk around this pond. And so me and my sister will take my nephew and just take a nice little walk.
Yeah. I got the walking pad just for like, when it's too cold, when it's raining, whatever.
When you don't have time to go somewhere else. When you don't want to walk on your street at 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Because we can walk outside around our farm there. But if it's raining, I don't want to walk through the wet grass, all the stuff. So, but I'm excited for my ankle weights to come in so I can use those too. So, big day. And we're going to do it all over again today.
Oh, yeah. Same thing.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we are going to have some news for all of our listeners. So, everybody stick with us. We'll be right back with Town Talk.
Ascension St. Thomas River Park is here to listen to you because caring for you is our #1 priority. Ascension care teams start by understanding you, your health, and your life to deliver care that's right for you. Now offering cardiac CT angiography services, a non-invasive cardiac exam that looks at the blood vessels that supply blood to the heart and can detect if plaque has narrowed the coronary arteries. The compassionate, personalized care you've come to expect is right here in McMinnville. We're more than just a hospital, ER, and a clinic. We want to give you hope, health, and strength.
Where can you go to spend some quality up-close and personal time alone with none other than 3 Star Cinema? Head over to the most affordable and convenient place in town featuring the latest releases fresh on the silver screen. 3 Star Cinema.
Now showing Thunderbolts rated PG-13, Minecraft rated PG, The Accountant 2 rated PG-13, King of Kings rated PG, Until Dawn rated R.
Sparta Street, McMinnville. 3 Star Cinema, where the stars come out at night.
Every day, banks touch every corner of our lives. Let me, Sabrina Keaton, help you turn your life goals into accomplishments. Here at Security Federal Savings Bank, we can assist you with buying a car, debt consolidation, purchasing a home, or remodeling your current home. Whatever your needs are, we will keep it simple at Security Federal Savings Bank. We look forward to serving you and building relationships that last generations. Security Federal Savings Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Douglas and Lanier. That's where I choose to be, Douglas and Lanier. That's the agency for me.
For rock-solid insurance coverage or sound financial planning for my family's future, Douglas and Lanier is where I choose to call home.
Call Douglas and Lanier your local Erie agents at 811 Faulkner Springs Road, McMinnville at 931-474-0044.
Did you know that NHC was the first Medicare certified home health care agency in Tennessee? NHC Home Care has been committed to providing exceptional care. The reason for our success, we hire great clinicians who go above and beyond for our patients. And one of those is Jamie Harriman. Jamie has been practicing for over 32 years. When asked what she loves most about her job, she stated, seeing my patients get better and gain their independence back. So remember, when you need home health care services, ask for NHC Home Care and experience the NHC difference. Serving you for over 50 years.
I'm Kaden, I bake, and I love barbecue, and I grew up cooking with my daddy, and I want to learn how to cook like a Southern legend.
Kaden, I was taught by my mother and father, Pal and Ina Rowland, how to do all sorts of legendary cooking.
Where's the desserts?
Kate, I've got desserts that when you eat them, you'll forget where you are.
Well, that sounds delicious, Newt.
Come taste the tradition and meet Kaden, Newt's new sidekick on the mic. A new radio show is on the way. Newt's Barbecue in Rock Island, home of the legends.
Local, national, and everything in between. Here's the news.
Good morning. Welcome back. My name is Raven Young, and we have Abby Myers in with us in the co-host seat this morning, and it's time for some news from www.mainstreetjournal.llc. If you are not a current subscriber, I highly recommend that you do. But one of the first stories that I saw, and I know a couple of people that went to this yesterday, I unfortunately was not able to go because, again, we were unloading a giant semi-tile. So, but the health department had their kind of groundbreaking ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new location where they're going in the mall. So we did talk to Terry Bell about that last week a little bit. But they are starting construction on the area of the mall that was JCPenney's, and it will be the new health department. But so they had a groundbreaking ceremony yesterday. It looks like there were a lot of people in attendance based on the picture. But a Tennessee CARES Act grant for a new home for the Warren County Health Department provided the primary motivation for the county's $6.4 million purchase of the 3-Star Mall in spring of 2023. On Monday, the process of the health department taking up residence in the mall took another step towards reality, and the McMinnville-Warren County Chamber of Commerce hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony attended by state and county officials and community leaders to celebrate the ongoing work and the bright future ahead for the space formerly occupied by JCPenney. So I know we did talk about this with Terry Bell about some of the more specifics, but at that groundbreaking yesterday, they actually kind of had a layout, like floor plan view and stuff, so that people in attendance could see things. You can see that in one of the pictures on the journal. It looks like, of course, Terry Bell has told us there's going to be a community room where the administration and clerical areas are going to be. There's going to be exam rooms, dental, clinical. I mean, it's going to be a massive health department and a huge bonus from, because I don't know, let's see. Oh, it actually says here, the current health department was built in 1970. Wow. So it's definitely dated. So yeah, to be able to open it up, says the new facility will have 10 to 20 clinical rooms and 2 to 4 dental chairs. You can have community rooms, which will be phenomenal. And when people have a hard time finding space to congregate, people will be able to reserve that community room and use it for all kind of purposes, which is true. I mean, people all the time are asking, where can I host this baby shower or this birthday party, or where can I get together for this meeting, whatever it is. So having that community room will be really awesome. But you can read the story at mainstreetjournal.llc for more information.
I used to go to the JCPenney's with my granny like every Saturday after gymnastics. We'd go to the Burger King.
Yeah.
And then we'd go to JCPenney's.
Yeah. I was really sad when we lost JCPenney's. I'm really glad of what, I'm really glad of what the county is going to be doing for the mall and helping bring it back to life to some extent. It's a different life than a whole bunch of stores in it. Yeah. But it's at least not sitting there decaying, you know.
Exactly.
So I am glad for what they're doing that. But I was really sad when we lost JCPenney's. Like I would have thought that our JCPenney's would have been one of the better grossing ones to some extent, because that was, one of the only places.
What we had.
Yeah. We have a lot of great local businesses. I'm not doubting that at all, because I'm a big proponent of local businesses.
Yes.
And I really fully think that, you don't have to go out of town to shop. You can find just about anything in McMinnville. You just got to look for it, know where to go. But especially for like men and stuff, JCPenney needs to be able to go get a suit or something like that. So I'm sad that we lost it, but glad that the county is gonna
turn around and remodel, and they're gonna make it really nice. So
they are.
That mall probably needs a little,
Yeah. And
love.
Jay's is still going to be there, thankfully. You know, they're one of my favorite places out there. I love a good Jay's grilled chicken salad.
Oh, man.
So what'd you see in some of the news world? You got any national or Holly weird news?
I don't have any Holly weird news. But I guess I'm going to talk about, this is what I had pulled up. There wasn't too much. Lap dances in Leeds.
Oh, okay.
So that was on the Main Street Journal. So an investigation by a special agent with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation and the DeKalb County Sheriff Department has resulted in arrests following a Saturday night shooting at the Adult Entertainment Club in Smithville. I did not hear about this.
I didn't either.
James.
Now we're hearing about it.
We're hearing about it now, though. James Barsotti, 40, of Pleasant Shade, faces a charge of attempted second-degree murder for allegedly shooting a club employee during an altercation Saturday night.
Oh, wow.
So I know that.
Does it give a reason why?
It doesn't say. It just says he's on a $300,000 bond with a court date set for May 29th.
Okay.
So the unidentified victim was airlifted to the Nashville hospital. It doesn't say. The shooting took place in a parking lot, and the victim went back in the building. The Tennessee Bureau of Investigation was called to investigate the shooting, and the shooting victim was airlifted to Nashville hospital, and the other guys in the police department.
Okay. Interesting.
They did.
Yeah, because I live on the north end of the county, and I'm like really close to the DeKalb County line there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's times where we'll actually go to Smithville sometimes as opposed to coming to McMinnville because it's the same distance for us. But yeah, so Smithville is our close neighbor, but interesting. There's been a lot of people making poor decisions lately.
There has been, and I feel like I'm the one reporting on those.
Yeah,
but hey,
that one probably would have
been. It was the hook that got, or the title that.
Yeah, Rob Nunley is pretty good with the
that
titles.
got me in. I was like, okay, interesting. But
well, I was looking through some like national news, and I clicked on something because I heard about this a little bit over the weekend. I think is when I saw it like pop up on my Facebook or Instagram feed, something. But Apple, so if you have an iPhone,
I do.
I have Apple products. I've fully converted over the years to Apple, and 100% all the way.
It's just aesthetic, like the apps all being, and it's just easier to work.
I don't think that I could do the MacBook. Like, I'm still very much a Windows desktop or like Windows PC person as far as the computer goes.
I wish I was, because I could do Excel better and all that. I'm straight Apple. So.
Yeah, but as far as iPad, watch, phone, all of that, I'm 100% Apple there. And basically my iPad is kind of a computer with the little keyboard and stuff I have, but it doesn't have the same, like, I don't know how the
I know what you mean.
The taskbar and stuff is on your MacBook. Like I said, I'm Windows all the way on that front.
Yeah.
But Apple is paying $95 million in a Siri eavesdropping settlement. So you can apply a claim. Or file a claim, sorry. And it was from the years, let's see, people who own Siri-enabled iPhones and other Apple devices between September 17th, 2014 and December 31st, 2024, and who have experienced an unintended Siri activation during a confidential or private communication are eligible to file a claim according to the settlement website.
How would you, sorry.
Yeah, go get your $2.
How would you even prove that?
I'm hoping it tells us a little bit further. Preemptively, I haven't read all the way through this yet, and I'm going to scan and give some information. But I clicked on it on, I don't remember if it was Facebook or which social media I was scrolling over the weekend and saw it, but there were people commenting on it that they had actually filed for it. They just had to prove that they owned the device at that point in time.
So I was like, It says that you had Siri go off in a confidential meeting.
Yeah,
or
I don't know
something,
if
and I'm
anybody
like,
actually is going to remember that happened.
Yeah, like how do you prove?
But
we
I
were
think
meeting?
it's basically if you can prove that you own the devices, that there was a likelihood it could have happened. Yeah, or the Siri was listening to you.
We've
'Cause
already
they're
already said
listening.
Siri's listening.
Yeah, they're
so.
always listening.
You will have an ad pop up about something you have not searched, not looked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's somebody in the FBI sitting and listening to, each
They're
of us.
real bored with
Yeah,
me.
I know,
Whoever
right?
my little agent is that's watching me is probably like, can she do something worth getting upset about? So.
But yeah, I mean, they're always listening. It's just part of owning this technology, I guess. That's what but it says the devices include an iPhone, iPad, Apple Watch, MacBook, iMac, HomePod, iPod Touch, and Apple TV. Do they even still make iPod Touches? Is that a thing?
I haven't been in the market for one, so I can't even answer on that. But I did have the ancient one that you swirled with your thumb, and there was even one smaller. It was like this big, the Nano. I loved my Nano.
Yes. So how much you can get from Apple will, of course, depend on how many people file a claim. Sorry, words. But the settlement website note that there's a cap of $20 per Siri-enabled device. So iPad, a phone, and watch, I could get potentially $60.
Wow.
Maybe. I mean, but again, it said it was, 95 million? Is that 95 million. So that divided by millions of Apple owners. So who actually knows how much you'll get?
Yeah.
But you can file a claim for up to 5 Siri-enabled devices for a maximum payout of $100, according to the settlement site. Okay. And some consumers received an email of a postcard notifying them of the Apple settlement, along with a claim ID number and confirmation code. And recipients of those emails or postcards can use the claim ID and confirmation code to submit a claim at the settlement site by July 2nd, 2025. So there's your little update on that. If you got Apple devices and want to file a claim to get a few bucks, you might be eligible for it. You never know.
Never know.
But yeah, don't expect that our devices are not listening to us, because they 100% are.
Mm-hmm. They know.
Although it kind of makes it, I don't know, I guess it is targeting to some extent, because you're right. If you talk about something and then it continues to pop up. But, they've gotten me. I could a few times with some of those ads. Like, I'll ignore it for a couple of days, and then I finally,
they're persistent.
Mm-hmm,
I've had one for a pair of shoes that I've just been not getting. I'm like, you don't need it. They have been on my phone, I promise, for like a month. And I'm like, they're wearing me down.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're like, we're almost there. We're almost getting her to get them. So,
yes.
But that's overconsumption and all that.
It is.
I do try and, I do love a good TJ Maxx and all that, but you have to be careful in there, because I don't know if you actually go in there and look at everything, you're kind of just like,
do I need this?
Oh my gosh. Like, this is so much stuff.
Yeah.
Overproduced stuff.
Yeah. Stuff that's going into landfills. And a lot of it really is just like junk and knickknacks and stuff that you don't need, but it's pretty.
And you're in there and you get, like, you buy something and you're like an endorphin release almost.
Yeah.
Like, some people truly, like, that's what brings them just ultimate joy. And I'm like, I don't want any more stuff in my house than I already have in my house. I don't have room. So
I need to be more mindful sometimes about not over consuming, just because I have plenty of clothes.
We all do.
I don't need more clothes. I want more clothes, but I
know
need more clothes.
That's probably my weakness is I love a good little shopping day. Getting a new little outfit to wear. So.
Yes. So, well, I would like to hear from our listeners. Anybody that's in the comments, are you team Apple or are you team Android? I'd like to know what we have more out there. Obviously, we're team Apple in here. What about you, Connor? Do you have an Apple iPhone?
Yeah, I use Apple for just about everything.
Okay, so we're all team Apple here at the studio. So I'd like to hear from our listeners. What are you, team Apple or team Android? Because there's a very stark difference between the two.
There is. I will give the Android credit on the fact that it does take really good pictures.
Okay. So. Like the Google Pixels and stuff.
Yeah, they have really good camera quality. I feel like my phone, the second a new phone came out, my camera quality was like atrocious. I'm like,
I
okay.
think mine's still pretty good. I'm not really sure which one I have. Do you know which one you have?
I think I literally only have like the 11, so it's not even a big. You can tell in your settings.
Okay, mine's a 15.
Okay, yeah, I'm a little behind the times.
Okay, I think I had an 11, and they were running some deal you could upgrade.
Oh,
for
I'm
free
so embarrassed. It's a 14.
So you're not that bad.
I was looking. I guess my one before it was an 11.
Yeah.
It says this iPhone 14. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, new phone out, and we'll give you so much for yours back.
Yes.
But I tried to do it the other day. I was going to sneak it onto my mom because she still pays my phone bill, whatever. Anyways, it's cheaper for her to have me and my sister on there.
Yeah.
So it works out. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go get a new phone. They're like, we'll take yours in, but then you have to pay it off still, and then you have to buy the new one. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
I will make this one do its job.
Yeah, I'll normally go as long as possible until they have a deal or something like that that's like I said, trade in for free, upgrade, whatever. You don't have to pay for it. And because I'm not about, spending $3,000 or something to buy out your old phone and then get a new one.
No.
Because they are expensive.
They are.
But if they'll run some kind of special deal where I can get it for free, basically, then I am all about that. But other than that, I'll keep the phone till it dies.
A lot of our listeners are saying Team Apple.
Yes.
Android is not user friendly.
Yes, all right.
It's not. I think that's one of the downfalls of it. I have this older guy who does some work for me at the studio, and he'll call me and be like, he's got an Android, and he's like, how do I get on eBay? And I'm like, I have to see your phone, Ralph. Or he's like, how do I post my truck on Facebook? And I'm like, okay. I mean, that one doesn't have anything to do with the Apple and Android difference, but still, I'm like, stop by my house, I'll show you. He doesn't live far, so I'll be posting his truck on Facebook and all the things.
Yes.
I'm like, don't get scammed. If anyone is talking to you, it's probably AI. So
I love Lauren. The more people on your phone plan, the cheaper it is. It just makes sense to stay on Mom's
plan. It does.
Plan.
It's just girl math.
Girl math. Yes, it's a real thing.
It's a real thing.
All right, we are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we are going to be talking with Miss Kava about the weather, so everybody stick around.
Brian Kell here to talk about Ben Lomond Connect's Managed IT.
We need to tell them about how we can set up a robust network.
Okay, Michael Lawrence. We also
need to talk to them about how we can do security awareness training.
I was going to mention that...
Also, folks need to understand that cloud backup is essential.
At Ben Lomond Connect,
we can handle all your IT needs or just a case-by-case basis.
I think you've said it all.
Great. For more information on Ben Lomond's Managed IT service, go to benlomondconnect.com or call your local office.
Who manages you?
Your lawn, their expertise. At McMinnville Lawn and Garden, they're experts in making your yard look its best. From precise mowing and mulching to their custom weed spraying program, your lawn will stay beautiful and healthy. Their landscaping, shrub trimming, and overseeding give your yard the care it deserves. Let them bring your vision to life. Visit them at 129 Keel Drive, McMinnville, or call 931-815-5296. McMinnville Lawn and Garden, where quality meets service. Visit McMinnvilleLawn.com today.
30 years. Just how long is that? Well, 30 years ago, the World Wide Web didn't exist. No iPhones, no flat-screen televisions, and no Netflix. You might have installed AOL using a floppy disk. Yep, 30 years is a long time. And to stay in business for 30 plus years, well, you have to do things the right way, especially in the last 30 years, when things have changed so much. The Rogers family has done it the right way, building a car dealership with a focus on integrity, treating people the right way, making fair deals. No tired car dealership cliches. The Rogers really forged a different way to buy a car. It's a hometown-friendly feel. Ed Rogers Valley Ford. 30 years of doing business the right way. 111 Auto Lane, Sparta. And online, edrogersvalleyford.com. Ed Rogers Valley Ford. Same ownership, same customer service for 30 years with that friendly hometown feel.
At Pioneer Building Supply, we're your one-stop shop for lumber, tools, and building supplies. Whether you're tackling a major renovation or just need a few materials for a small project, we've got you covered. From framing to finishing touches, we have the products and expertise to help you get the job done right. Stop by and see us today at 231 Northgate Drive, Suite 250, McMinnville, or give us a call at 931-473-7777. Our friendly, knowledgeable team is always ready to help you with whatever you need for your next project. For 50 years, Pioneer Building Supply has been the trusted name in construction materials. We've built our reputation on quality, service, and the commitment to your success. Pioneer Building Supply, building your dreams since 1975.
Pioneer Building Supply.
Pioneer Building Supply, where good business makes good friends.
Pioneer Building Supply.
It's raining, raining, raining here this morning. Sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. Everything that's wonderful is what I feel when we're together. There was thunder, thunder over Thunder Road.
The best way to start your day. Kiva Starkey reporting live from the Safley Hollow Weather Center.
Good morning, Miss Kiva.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I'm up and at 'em.
All right. No headache today?
Well, just a little.
Oh, okay.
I'm supposed to go to my regular doctor today, so maybe he'll hit me in the head with a hammer or something.
Okay. Well, I don't think doctors recommend that either, so probably not.
I thought you were mad at me again because I kept getting them busy signal this morning.
Oh, man. Well, that's definitely Connor's fault, not mine.
No. He said that he was just on the phone for just a second or two, and I called 3 times.
Huh, weird. Well, I'm glad that you finally got through. We weren't doing anything out of the ordinary, so who knows?
I don't know. I don't think those phone lines over like me or something.
Oh, they just have a vendetta against Miss Kiva.
You're like, I know that number, Colin.
Yeah, I know who that is.
I know she
We
is.
just don't need to talk to her today.
Well, it's not us. That would be Connor.
Yeah. Well, I promise we want to talk to you every single day, so don't ever
Well, I
think
don't
that.
think it's Connor because he's real nice to me and everything.
Goodness gracious, Miss Kiva, come on.
Well, he is.
Got to be on the girls' side.
Right.
It's us against Connor.
Yeah.
He's always nice to me.
Well, at least he's nice to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's all that matters, as long as he's nice to me.
Yeah, okay. Miss Kiva, did you hear a question? We had a caller call in yesterday asking about the West Riverside Bridge in 1930. Do you know anything about that?
Now, I know back in 1929, we had a lot of floods here in Warren County.
Mm-hmm.
And just a minute, I've got a book that's got, and I think it had a picture of that.
That bridge?
Yeah.
Okay. Digging through the archives real quick.
Yeah. No, I've got a book, year by year,
Uh-huh.
over in there, bicentennial.
Oh, yeah.
They put it out in 2007. I'll
Okay.
get right here in a minute.
I think I'm pretty sure I have that book. Not with
And
me,
it
though.
has a lot of old pictures.
Uh-huh.
And, well, the picture it's got in here is the bridge at Rock Island, the one that you used to go across right before you got to the dam.
Right. Mm-hmm.
The older bridge.
Yes.
It's got a picture of it
Okay.
flooded. But it
So
doesn't...
not the West Riverside bridges.
No, well, it's got 1928 January flood levels exceed the 1927 flood levels. And it said that it was talking about building right of way obtained and ordinance passed to build a new bridge across Barron Fork
Mhm.
the Westwood Bridge.
Okay.
That's they got the approval to build that bridge, but it doesn't say anything about the one. But it seemed like I've seen a picture in of the one over in West Riverside, over by the dam.
Okay. Well, I may just have to do a little bit more research on it, but I just thought
Okay.
I thought I'd
All right.
ask if you knew. So.
Well, I'll try to do some research.
Well, and Connor just sent me a file that was 180 pages, and I'm not real sure how he expected me to read through that on air, but, you know.
I thought I'd sent that to you yesterday. I sent it to the wrong Raven.
You know another Raven?
No, that's just what I have her in my phone.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
He looks like a raven.
He's got another raven.
He literally looks like a crow.
I don't know if that's a nice thing or not, but I don't think so. Okay.
You mean there's two of them?
I do know
One's nice and one's mean.
Oh.
This one's mean.
I do know a handful of other ravens that I have met over my life. I can think of.
Did you meet them in the park with some bread?
No.
And shiny stuff?
3 off the top of my head. They are actual people.
Oh, okay.
3 other ravens. So there's a few out there, but it's definitely not a common name. So
I
I
only
wouldn't-
remember the show. That's
Oh.
So Raven.
Yep.
That's the only other Raven I know. Yeah,
You
that was
remember?
a good show.
Yep.
All right. Well, Miss Kava, we better get to some weather real quick.
Yeah, before I get cut off.
Yeah. You know, you talk about Connor being so nice, and then you talk about him cutting you off. So,
Hey, do I ever play you off, Miss Kaiva? I don't. Miss Raven over here rushes you along.
Oh, trying to get me out there.
Yeah, I don't know what it
Let
is.
me talk or
Now
tell
she's staring at me.
stories or all that stuff.
It's terrible,
Better
Miss
get to the
Kaiva.
weather before we get cut off. Our high yesterday was 82. Last year on today, it was 69, and that was probably whippoorwill winter.
Okay.
2 years ago, it was 83. 3 years ago, it was 84. And our low this morning was 61. And after I talked to you yesterday morning, we had 0.13 of rain.
Okay.
And so far, I have the rain totals from here, from the high school, and from the airport. And here, we've had 3.84 this month.
Okay.
The high school has had 3.14.
Okay.
And the airport had 3.29.
Oh, okay. And that we're only 13 days in. We still have another 2 days of rain to go with, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to get that 15 days rain.
Yep. I would be okay if it stopped raining.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we get your elevator fixed.
Yeah, yeah, because every time I pull up the weather app and I look at, the 10-day forecast and there's a chance of rain every single day, it just crushes my hopes and dreams, to be honest. So
Yeah. It's like I can't get anything done.
Okay, one more thing.
Okay.
And I'll shut up. I sent my niece a message and asked her if she had any of the Fraley's.
Oh,
memorabilia.
yeah. Uh-huh.
And she said that her mother didn't have anything up there, that Barbara and Barbara's daughter,
Yeah.
can't think of her name, that they took most of the stuff.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I know. I've talked to, of course, Chief Mosley, Nicole Mosley's one of Barbara's
Yeah.
daughters, and then
Yeah,
Dawn
Nicole.
Griffith, the other one. I've talked to both of them, and of course, Dawn and her husband, they do the Fraley's little historic building in the village there at the fair. They put that together each year, so they have a lot of memorabilia and stuff in there as well.
Yeah, my dad, when my grandmother died, he took her wood cook stove, and Mr. Fraley gave him an electric stove for that wood cook stove.
Oh.
But I don't know whatever happened to it.
Well, that's
but
cool.
he wanted that old wood cook stove.
Yeah, that's neat. Wonder where that wound up.
I don't know, but he took my grandmother's wood cook stove and traded it to Mr. Walden.
All right.
Fraley.
All right. Well, Miss Kava, I'm going to let you go for today, but I hope your doctor's appointment goes well, and we will talk to you again tomorrow.
Okay, I'll work on hunting the bridge.
Okay, you got homework.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Well, we are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we are going to have Swap and Shop. So everybody can give us a call, 931-473-9383, if you have anything you would like to add to the Swap and Shop list. And we'll be right back with more.
Warehouse Discount Grocery serving McMinnville and Warren County with the best meats, freshest produce, and the best prices on all your favorite groceries. Listen to these specials. Preferred Angus beef boneless ribeye steaks family pack, $12.99 a pound. Beef tenderloin steaks, $16.99 a pound. And center cut bone-in pork chops family pack, $2.39 a pound. Be sure to check out the full service deli featuring your favorite meats from Charter Reserve. Open 7 days a week at 835 Smithville Highway. That's Warehouse Discount Groceries, or WDG.
10 years. What an honor to serve our community as Best of the Best Nursing Home for 10 years in a row. Did you know at NHC Healthcare that we offer a specialty in lymphedema treatment, an option for a short respite stay, and lots of local people to serve you and your family? Stop by and visit us at 928 Old Smithville Road and follow our Facebook page at NHC Healthcare McMinnville to see what really makes us the best of the best.
Lester's Body Shop is located at 212 Old Morrison Road in the West Riverside area. Owner Terry Fowler values all of his customers. He is the best place to take your car, truck, van, or SUV for any type of body work. And one estimate from Lester's is all you need. Friendly, professional, reliable, and dependable. That's Terry and the gang at Lester's Body Shop, 212 Old Morrison Road. Call 473-5421.
McMinnville, you're a part of me. McMinnville, McMinnville, Tennessee. There's nothing like you anywhere around. I'm proud to say you're my hometown.
This is Christy Partain with Graves Family Pharmacy, and we check all the boxes when it comes to family, community, and patient care. We have the best drive-thru in town where you will be greeted with a smile, and you can talk to us while being fully protected from the sun and the rain. Why go to a big box store when you can talk with local people that truly care about you and your family? Follow us on Facebook and feel free to ask questions. Come see us on Main Street at Graves Family Pharmacy, where you are much more than just a name and date of birth.
McMinnville, Tennessee.
Hi, I'm Angel Wood, and I want to invite you to Caney Fork Electric's Member Appreciation Day. Join us on Friday, May 23rd from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. at our McMinnville office located at 920 Smithville Highway. You can enjoy a free barbecue lunch, ice cream, and bucket truck photos for the kids. You can register to win a door prize, and one member will win $100 in free electricity. Join us at Caney Fork Electric's Member Appreciation on Friday, May 23rd from 11 to 2.
Uh-oh, Brad's buzzed. Oh, yeah? Yeah, he's starting with the woots. Good thing is, he knows when he's buzzed.
Know your buzzed warning signs? Call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Buy, sell, or trade. Let's get to it. This is Swap and Shop.
Good morning. Welcome back. My name is Raven Young. You are listening to Town Talk, and we also have Abby Myers in as co-host with us, and it is time for Swap and Shop. So, we have a few things still on the clipboard, but if you would like to give us a call, our phone lines are open for Swap and Shop at 931-473-9383. Can't promise that Connor's actually going to answer your phone call, but hopefully he does. All right, so we want to buy some 55-gallon metal barrels. Barrels must have tops out. Also, would like to swap out or exchange some perennial plants. I haven't called them yet, but I think I'm going to today and see what kind of perennial plants they have. So please call 939-4465 if you have a barrel or 55-gallon barrels that you're looking to get rid of and or would like to swap some perennial plants. So There is one. And then we also have one more on the clipboard that we've had for a few weeks, but haven't been told to take it off, so we're going to read it one more time. They have a John Deere riding lawnmower, 48-inch cut automatic. Push mowers in good condition. A Troy-built backpack blower 4-cycle. You don't have to mix oil and gas. A grandfather wall clock, a heated massaging back system. Please call 473-3905 and leave a message if no answer. So, I mean, it is getting to be spring and the grass is growing, so you know that John Deere riding lawnmower or a push mower could really be useful. You're needing to mow the grass. I know my husband mowed and weed eated all weekend. It felt like he got the yard mowed, he weed eated the banks, because we have a lot of weeding and it feels like to do.
Yeah,
but he got it all done. So
I had a push mower in college.
Oh,
and it was my responsibility to mow the yard.
Yeah,
and of course, I was so bad about it. I would let it get just way too bad. And then I'd have to push through like mid-calf grass. And
then it's really bad.
Then it's really bad. And so, and of course, in college, I was a late sleeper. So I'd do it in like the middle of the day. And then
the worst time to do it.
The worst time to do it. And this was the first time it like ran out of gas. And I was like, oh, well, I can do this easy. I'll just put gas in it. And I was like, my dad was like, check the oil on it too. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe it needs some oil too. Well, in my...
Did you make this lawnmower blow up?
In my bad, poor judgment or paying attention, I put the gas in the oil and the oil in the gas. In fact, when I was, I got it turned on, surprisingly. It was one of the... Yeah. And got it turned on, but it did catch fire. And my neighbor, he's an interesting character. He's like, oh, I'll fix it. He fixed my push mower that I almost caught on fire.
Oh.
I have a bunch of stories with that push mower.
My goodness. Okay.
The dogs were notorious for we had 2 dogs in the house, and they're notorious for stealing underwear, taking the underwear outside. And I ran over a pair of underwear, got caught on the blade. I've told that story to all my clients at the studio because we'll do a move where we're like pulling with our arm and stuff. I'm like, okay, you're pretending you're starting a lawnmower. Just know
there's
put the
probably
gas
underwear underneath.
Yes,
it.
there might be underwear underneath the lawnmower, or you need to make sure you're putting gas in the oil, or gas in the gas tank and oil in the oil tank.
Yes, not vice versa.
Not vice versa. So, and I did one time. I couldn't get the lawnmower to start, so I weed eated the entire front yard.
Yeah.
So I just held the weed. I was like, if anyone's driving by, they're probably so confused, but I'm just as confused too.
Yeah.
So.
Well, actually, so some of my guys that work for me, we had to do that this last week because where we have so much construction going on our grass lot down there, I can't get a mower in there, and there is so much rock everywhere. Else it could throw a rock.
Yeah.
And so, we had to weed eat the entire. Well, I didn't, but I had to weed eat the entire lot. And yeah, I know that's not fun, and it obviously it takes a longer time. But
pretty heavy.
It was my only option to do it.
That was mine too.
And we had to mow the grass because you're in the city, and there's city ordinance about how tall the grass could get. So, and obviously we don't want it to look more disheveled than it does with a load of block on the yard.
Very true.
I wouldn't recommend having to weed eat instead of mow. I'm gonna venture that's not very fun.
No, it was not.
Yeah,
but.
I used a push mower growing up. Like if I was mowing the yard when we were, because we lived in Westwood and it was a decent sized front yard.
Yeah.
But it wasn't too bad to do with a push mower. So I did use a push mower then, and then later in life, my dad got a riding lawnmower and made it a lot easier.
I mean, my yard wasn't big enough to. I mean, a riding one would have been nice. Would have cut the time in literally to nothing, but. We didn't. Our yard wasn't that big, so push mowing was just how it had to happen, and
it was okay.
It got the job done. It kept the notes off the door to tell me to mow my yard.
So, how much land do y'all have where y'all live? I mean, is it a bunch? Like it's a farm, right?
It's a farm. So
does your husband mow part of it and then bush hog the rest of it? Because that's kind of how ours is.
So. Really, they only mow our yards in the cemetery, and they'll mow certain areas. But all of theirs is got plant
Yeah,
They
true.
don't really have to even, like, they're going to combine whatever they have. I mean,
gotcha,
there is
okay.
parts, like, where we got married, they don't have anything planted, so they have to bush hog over there.
Yeah.
But his grandpa does a lot of the bush hogging, and
Gotcha.
he enjoys the knocking down the trees and
Yeah.
all that. So
Okay.
that's his part.
Yeah, because we mow. We got about 10 acres where our house is, and then we have the other large farm. But we have at our house, I would say Cody mows probably a couple acres of it, and then the rest is
Bush
planted in
hog.
trees.
Oh, planted,
and
yeah.
so he bush hogs squash
Yeah.
around it and stuff. But yeah, it's I think about that a lot of times when people maybe that haven't grown up with farming or aren't married to somebody that farms or something, that they move here from California and they think they want to buy 20 acres of land and they don't really realize how much land
upkeep.
that actually is, or even 5 acres.
Yeah.
Really. I
Really,
mean,
5 acres is too.
yeah, in maintaining a yard or something. So I always think about that and wonder if they ever regret their decision.
Yeah. So they're like, this is, well, if my sister and brother-in-law have, I don't know, I think it's like 20 acres or something. And
Yeah.
he'd love to mow it every other day. I swear he's got the riding mower.
Cody
he
loves
loves
mowing.
it.
Yeah,
he loves
just
it.
he gets on there and puts his headphones in.
My
and
husband
goes.
says the worst part that they have to mow, they mow the Shady Grove Cemetery.
Okay.
And so he says that one's just, I mean, a lot of extra.
Yeah. Well,
work.
because you got tombstones and stuff that you're
Mhm.
having to go around there. But interesting. Well, we have hashed out all the mowing. Here we go. But anyways, if you're interested in buying a lawnmower, you can contact some of our Swap and Shop people. They have them for sale. So, and actually, kind of while we're on the yard and garden kind of topic, I guess, I was contacted by somebody who is in the garden club, and I wanted to just kind of, they have some beautification awards currently. So do you know someone who goes above and beyond keeping their property beautiful? The Beautification Award, as designated by the Ben Lomond Garden Club, recognizes property owners who are going above and beyond keeping their properties beautiful in the community. Residents are encouraged to nominate a neighbor, a friend, or their own property, and winners will receive a beautification award sign for their yard and be recognized in the local newspaper. To nominate a property, please notify Ben Lomond Garden Club at benlomondgc@gmail.com. So, you know, if you keep that yard looking nice and you got a pretty garden and want to do that, I told the garden club I would announce that for them. But
it's like ultimate bragging.
Exactly.
For the men who, you know, really care about how their yard looks.
Yeah. You got nice grass. You got, I don't know, some cool rose bushes or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So
we've got our peonies blooming right now, and I cut some over the
Yeah.
weekend when we had Mother's Day lunch on Sunday and had those on the middle of the table. And I just love it when the flowers are blooming. It's so pretty.
I just planted mine, I think like a week and a half ago. So I'm my zinnias, the
Oh,
very
yes.
low maintenance one. I'm very, you know, the rain has been, you know, not as good, like, but I haven't had to go water.
Oh yeah, I mean it's great for
They're
the garden
getting
and
rained.
the flowers
Yeah.
and all the stuff. It's great for the agriculture side.
Yeah.
Of it, but for the construction side.
Yeah, I
of
drove
it,
home the whole way from Cookville in the rain last night. So.
Somebody that does construction is married to somebody that does agriculture.
Yeah.
And, you know, constantly wishing the other.
Yeah, well, even the rain affects like class sizes too at the studio.
Oh,
'cause
I'm sure people just don't want to get out.
You don't want to get out. I mean, who can blame? Like,
Yeah.
I don't like getting out in the rain either. So
Yeah, well, and then this week, Friday is going to be the high school graduation, and as of right now, there's only a 50% chance of storms on Friday. So
fingers crossed it doesn't. It rained like right before I graduated. We had to
Oh.
like postpone it just a little bit for thunder, and then after that, we still got to walk, but
Gotcha.
we were worried.
Yeah, I feel like it rains a lot of times on
Mhm.
graduation. I mean, it's just this time of year, I guess. But maybe it'll hold off for the grads on Friday. We'll see. We are going to be talking with Dr. Grant Swallows here in just a couple of minutes, so I'm sure that we can get some of his opinions on how graduation is going to go and
'cause
things like that. So.
Even a backup plan, like where do you even
Yeah.
put everybody?
Yeah. I feel like previous years I've heard that it's either like at the Milner Center or the high school or
Okay,
something.
yeah.
But I think in that case, if it has to be moved inside, like the students only get like so many tickets.
Oh.
Because I've heard that like a lot of people get upset because they're not
Yeah.
able to go
Mhm.
because they only get like 2 tickets or something because they're
Yeah.
trying to fit everybody in, you know?
Yeah.
So Hopefully
and you
that
can't
doesn't happen.
exceed a certain limit of people. So, and I know
Yeah.
the football field gets just
Oh my gosh, it's nuts.
insane. Like people
Absolutely
standing
nuts.
around the hill,
Yes.
sitting on the hill.
Mhm. So we'll be able to talk to him more about that. I'm sure he can enlighten us on what
Mhm.
that backup plan is. But I tell you what, we are going to take a quick break here in just a second. But like I said, when we come back, we are going to be talking with Dr. Grant Swallows, and I'm sure he has some other interesting stuff. I mean, he
Mhm.
always has cool stuff going on, but
Yeah.
I know especially this time of year is just kind of an exciting time once you finish the testing and you get to do the fun stuff. So
I know when I was teaching, that was the
Yeah.
fun time. It was exhausting, but it was fun.
Fun, yeah. All right, well, let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back with more Town Talk with Raven and Abby.
Yeah, it's your good rockin' daddy down from Tennessee. I'm just that Austin bound for San Antonio with the radio blasting and the bird dog on. There's a speed trap up ahead of Selma Town, but no local yokel gonna shut me down. Me and my boys got this rig unwound, and we'll come 1,000 miles from a guitar town.
Graduation season has arrived, and the local on Morford, in the heart of downtown McMinnville, is the perfect place to celebrate. Whether you're gathering in our dining room, enjoying the covered patio, or hosting a private event across the street for up to 30 guests, we've got the ideal space with customizable menus to make it your own. And don't worry, we're open until 11 p.m. and happy to host your celebration after the ceremony. Reserve your table or private event today at thelocalonmorford.com. The Local on Morford, where milestones meet memories.
Stay informed, stay connected, get the latest breaking news, in-depth stories, and exclusive insights, all at your fingertips with the Main Street Journal's online subscription. No more waiting for the morning paper. Access 24/7 updates on Warren County politics, sports, entertainment, and more. Subscribe today and enjoy unlimited access. Visit mainstreetjournal.llc now and join the thousands staying informed with the Main Street Journal. Your news, your way. Subscribe now.
This is Chris of Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, where we believe buying a car should be simple. No hassle, no pressure, just honest deals and friendly service. From test drive to drive home, we make the process easy because our customers come first. Need service? We've got you covered with our complimentary pickup and delivery. Reddick Brown Ford, where the customer comes first and business is done the easy way. Simple, honest, and for you. Visit us in Morrison or online at reddickbrownford.com.
Oh, why won't this work?
Don't lose your cool. Call Black's Heating and Air for a preseason check-in service on your central air conditioning system. It can increase the life and dependability of your unit while reducing the chances of a very sticky situation.
Unbelievable!
Get that air conditioner checked now.
This is Benny Black.
And this is Seth Black with Black's Heating and Air.
Call today, 931-668-0785.
Benny's slogan at Black's Heating and Air is, once you've had Black, you won't go back.
Mention this ad and you can get a discount.
Need a pick-me-up? Start your day at the Cafe at Tree City. Open daily from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. They serve rich, bold espresso, pulled to perfection. Pair it with one of their delicious treats for the perfect combo.
Their skilled baristas are passionate about crafting your perfect cup, whether it's a classic latte or a refreshing cold brew. They've got your coffee cravings covered.
Short on time? Order ahead for quick pickup or curbside delivery. Your fresh coffee is just a sip away.
The Cafe at Tree City, your go-to spot for expertly crafted espresso drinks. Wake up, sip up, enjoy.
At Redmond's Carpet, they offer a wide range of flooring options to suit your needs. Whether you prefer the softness of carpet, the durability of hardwood, the versatility of tile, or the affordability of vinyl, we've got you covered. We also offer luxury in vinyl plank, LVP, for those who want the look of hardwood with added durability. Serving McMinnville since 1969, Redmond's Carpet, 2512 Old Nashville Highway. Call them at 931-668-4900 for your next flooring option. Redmond's Carpet.
Good morning. Welcome back. My name is Raven Young. You are listening to Town Talk with co-host Abby Myers and we have special guest Dr. Grant Swallows in with us this morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
It's the second Tuesday of every month.
Yes.
And I'm going to have to tell you that I'm going to need a better reminder on the second Tuesday of every month.
Okay. I will get better about texting
No,
you.
it was Sarah thankfully was like, hey, I think it's the second Tuesday of the month. I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
Okay. I will get better about sending you a reminder text the day before. How about that?
I would hate for you to hype me up and me not show up. Right?
You know, that's happened a time or two, not with you, but just in general. So I will get better about sending you a message.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you know, I would. By this point, we should just be ingrained in your brain.
That's right. That's right. But you've changed so much since we started.
I
mean, it was
know.
just, before it was me and
Across
Justin
the
in
hall.
the old antique studio over
Yes,
there.
yes.
Now look at us.
I know.
Look at where we've
grown.
Yeah.
Nice big room.
Yeah.
More space.
Well, I do want to say a quick thank you to Pioneer Lanes. They are the perfect family outing. Bowling for the whole family, a large arcade for the kids, and the pool hall is open. Full kitchen menu to help you take care of dinner, weekly leagues, and pro shop for all you competitive bowlers. They have everything you want for the perfect night out. Birthday party packages and group event bundles are available for any size party. Pioneer Lanes, located in McMinnville at 200 Hobson Street. We'll see you at the alley. Thank you for being a great sponsor of Town Talk to Pioneer Lanes. And I would even go as far to say is, I know we're going to talk about some graduations here in a minute. I bet having a graduation party at Pioneer Lanes would be pretty cool.
Right? Yeah.
You know, just
I wonder if we have some school trips to Pioneer Lanes. We may. I think
Yeah.
I seem to remember maybe an 8th grade trip to Pioneer Lanes.
yeah.
There's several things which would
Fun.
Tis the season
It
for
is.
end of the year and
Trips
lots of
and-
different school trips and lots of things going on, and it's a fun time of year. After testing, everybody gets that opportunity to kind of end of the year, and that's the crazy part about it is that we are 8 days away from the end of the school year.
Absolutely insane. How does it go by so fast?
Yeah.
I mean, really. Yeah. But so y'all are completely through with testing. Like, do y'all have any like last follow-up stuff that y'all have to do on like admin side or anything?
No. So that's a lot of people ask the question, why do we test in April? And I would also ask that question because it's not my favorite thing in the world. Because after testing's over, it seems like we put it into cruise control a little bit, and that's not always my favorite. But ultimately, they have to grade those tests, and so we have to get those sent back. And so the state actually provides us a testing window that ended on April the 25th.
Okay.
And so all of the state testing was wrapped up then, and then we in turn have a few more weeks after that to try to keep kids' attention. It's not only is it after testing, but it's also, temperatures are getting warmer.
Yes.
People are excited about getting outside, and they can feel the end in sight.
Yeah, you got field days, field trips, prom, graduation, all the stuff.
Yeah, so engagement becomes a difficult thing.
Yeah, I would imagine
in the end of April and the beginning of May. But our teachers are doing a great job. And again, a lot of those things that you just mentioned, kids will remember long after whatever they learned in any of their classes. So it's important. It's important to the student experience, and we want those things to be able to take place and happen. And
and I would say to some degree too, that's kind of an incentive for the kids to do well in school, to then be able to do those fun things as well. So it keeps them to some degree.
Well, and again, we don't want to make school all about testing.
Right.
Now, unfortunately, with the high stakes that have been established because of testing.
I was about to say the state of Tennessee might, though.
They do. And then even before that, I mean, parents and students want to do well on that. And then when you bring in the fact that teachers are scored based on how their students perform. So it is high stakes. And so it's very something that's challenging for everybody. We're not. I will always tell you, we're not afraid of accountability. I'm not afraid to talk about our test scores. I'm not. We want to do well,
right?
And we've got some area for growth there. But at the same time, we've put too much emphasis on the product and not necessarily the process,
right?
And if you heard me talk about testing, you'll always hear me say that because for us, the process is more important than the product.
Right.
However, the product does inform the process.
How the process works.
So again, it's important, but it is a fun time of year because again, our students are going to come home talking about we had the greatest day because it was field day, or we went to Pioneer Lanes, or we went to wherever.
Right.
And I think I think my son's actually going on to a play tomorrow. So getting to watch things that they don't normally get to do. And so it's an exciting time of year. Lots and lots of things going on.
So when will y'all find out the test scores? How long does that take to actually come back?
So normally we will get what they call raw scores back by the end of school.
Okay.
And raw scores are simply how many they got right out of certain amount of questions. The problem with that is that that doesn't necessarily tell us the score, because you have to remember the scores are based on how all of the students throughout the state have performed.
Okay.
So what the state of Tennessee will do is get all those scores back, and then it's like if you know what the bell curve is or whatever. So they take a certain portion of those that were advanced, those that were meeting, those that were approaching, those that were below, and then all of those will be in
to get an average
category.
there.
Yeah. So
so
we will know hopefully in the next few days, honestly.
Maybe. Okay.
But especially because of the third grade law that comes into it now. We have to know where they were in third grade because they have multiple opportunities. If they were not meeting expectations, they have an opportunity for a retake. They have an opportunity to appeal.
Okay.
They have an opportunity to go to summer programming.
Right.
So lots of different things. So we hope to know the third grade scores, at least, like I said, in the next few days.
Okay.
We'll have to convert those raw scores over, and that's a whole process. And so
do
it's an exciting time of year for us, too. So.
Do they still have to do, like, bubble and pencil like filling in. It's not computerized or anything yet.
So it is bubbles.
Yes,
but
okay.
at the same time they will grade those computerized, so those will scan through.
Right.
And then
But
that
it's
will
not the same thing as like doing it on a computer and it gets submitted right there and it answers. You know.
No.
That would make
now
it.
6 through 12
Uh-huh.
do theirs on the computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we're
Gotcha.
still paper
under,
test
fifth
for
under.
3rd through 5th.
Okay.
Yeah, or well, really 2nd through 5th. 2nd doesn't have they have a test, but it's not a required test. It's something we
Gotcha.
choose to do because it helps prepare them for 3rd grade.
Mhm.
If you threw them into a 3rd grade test where they have to pass
Yeah.
in order to move on to the 4th grade, and that's the first time they've ever seen that test,
Mhm.
we don't want them to do that. So we do a test in 2nd grade. So 2nd through
Okay.
5th are on paper. Everybody else is on
Computerized. Okay. Interesting.
Yep.
It's changed a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are going to take a quick break, but we're going to come back and talk with Dr. Grant Swallows a little bit more. So everybody stick around. We'll be right back.
Ascension St. Thomas River Park is here to listen to you because caring for you is our #1 priority. Ascension Care Teams start by understanding you, your health, and your life to deliver care that's right for you. Now offering cardiac CT angiography services, a non-invasive cardiac exam that looks at the blood vessels that supply blood to the heart and can detect if plaque has narrowed the coronary arteries. The compassionate, personalized care you've come to expect is right here in McMinnville. We're more than just a hospital, ER, and a clinic. We want to give you hope, health, and strength.
Where can you go to spend some quality up close and personal time alone with none other than 3 Star Cinema? Head over to the most affordable and convenient place in town featuring the latest releases fresh on the silver screen. 3 Star Cinema.
Now showing Thunderbolts rated PG-13, Minecraft rated PG, The Accountant 2 rated PG-13, King of Kings rated PG, Until Dawn rated R.
Sparta Street, McMinnville. 3 Star Cinema, where the stars come out at night.
Getting a loan can sometimes be confusing and intimidating. You may have questions before you make the decision to borrow money. If you need help with a car, home, or personal loan, I'd be glad to talk it over with you. Come by and see me, Meredith Woodley, or any of our lending team. At Security Federal Savings Bank, we look forward to helping you find the answers you need to feel at ease with your next purchase. That's Security Federal Savings Bank, the friendliest bank in town. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Douglas and Lanier, that's where I choose to be. Douglas and Lanier, that's the agency for me.
For rock solid insurance coverage or sound financial planning for my family's future, Douglas and Lanier is where I choose to call home.
Call Douglas and Lanier, your local Erie agents, at 811 Faulkner Springs Road, McMinnville, at 931-474-0044.
Did you know that NHC was the first Medicare-certified home health care agency in Tennessee? NHC Home Care has been committed to providing exceptional care. The reason for our success, we hire great clinicians who go above and beyond for our patients. And one of those is Jamie Harriman. Jamie has been practicing for over 32 years. When asked what she loves most about her job, she stated, seeing my patients get better and gain their independence back. So remember, when you need home health care services, ask for NHC Home Care and experience the NHC difference. Serving you for over 50 years.
Brian Kell here to talk about Ben Lomond Connect's managed IT. We need to
we need to tell them about how we can set up a robust network.
Okay, Michael Lawrence. We also
need to talk to them about how we can do security awareness training.
I was going to mention that
also folks need to understand that cloud backup is essential.
At Ben Lomond Connect,
we can handle all your IT needs or just a case-by-case basis.
I think you've said it all.
Great. For more information on Ben Lomond's managed IT service, go to benlomondconnect.com or call your local office.
Who manages you?
Up in the morning and out to school. The teacher is teaching the golden rule. American history and practical math.
I think Connor waits all month to be able to pull out all the
It's always
school
an
songs
adventure.
for you.
It's always an adventure.
He's waiting all month to be able to do. And then after you leave, he's going to start planning for next month.
Nice. Well, that one's a little friendlier than we don't need no education.
Yeah.
So,
Well, welcome back to Town Talk. My name is Raven Young. We have Abby Myers in as co-host and Dr. Grant Swallows in with us as special guest. And I want to say a quick thank you to Begonia's Restaurant for being a wonderful sponsor of Town Talk. Voted best of the best for pizza and sandwiches. They serve up flavors that'll wow your taste buds. Make it a family affair on Wednesdays where kids eat free. Or don't miss 2-topping Tuesday specials tonight where pizzas are just $10. 5 to 9 on Thirsty Thursdays for buy one, get one draft beers and delicious food, unbeatable deals. Begonias is the place to be, located at 239 East Main Street in downtown McMinnville. So go see our friends at Begonias. They are open today for lunch.
Sounds good.
Oh, yeah. All the good food. All right. So what else do we have going on in your world, Dr. Grant Swallows?
Goodness, there's lots of things going on. We talked a little bit, I think, about graduation. You know, high school graduation is Friday night. Warren Connect graduation is Thursday night.
Okay.
We just actually celebrated a graduation ceremony with our annex last night.
Okay. So how many students what did you have at annex, and how many do you have at each one?
So I believe there were 32 last night. I believe that's right. There were 3 rows, and so I was trying to count as they were coming up. But and then Warren Connect, I believe, has between 20 and 25.
Okay, cool.
And then I hate to say that I don't know. I would make an educated guess of about 350 to 400 at the high school.
I can still remember the exact number that were in my graduate. I don't know why it's ingrained in my brain, but that's the number that 423 is what my graduating class was from the high school. I don't know why that
we
number
had a
decided
big number
to stick,
like that too, but I don't remember.
Yeah, so
I'm
always
it's a little
curious.
bit lower. It's a little bit lower.
But when you have 30 at the annex and 20 at Warren Connect, I mean, there's another 50 there. So, once you really think about it, because we didn't have Warren Connect when I was also in high school.
Yeah,
so.
and I would venture to guess that our enrollment's a little bit lower than it was when you all were in school. So we're just.
Do you think it's just a lot
1,700.
more homeschooling and stuff?
There are. And there are just more options now.
Yeah.
And so,
in private schools and other. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
So we'll see. They always, of course, we do still have a few days left of school, so there will probably be some that will make that number and some that will not make that number, unfortunately. So we'll hope we'll just like the weather for Friday night, we will have some good hope for those kids that are still on the fence.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to ask all of our listeners, send out some good vibes for Friday night. There to not be any rain, so graduation can happen as normal. Because what's the backup plan if we don't have good weather?
So I believe, and I don't want to speak necessarily, I think the high school's put together, let me first say this. We're going to do whatever we can to get that ceremony in.
Right.
In the last few years, unfortunately, I think it was 3 years ago, from G through M, it rained really, really hard. And we just powered through. So it was one of those things that Mr. George, who was the principal at the time, he was holding an umbrella over my head as the graduates were coming up to hand them the diploma. And so, but you have to turn to get the diploma cover.
Right.
And so when he would turn, that umbrella would just pour water off of that just down my back the whole time.
Oh my god.
And so finally I just said, you know what? Let's just do away with the umbrella. It's probably going to be a little bit easier. But so, and then I believe maybe 2 years ago, right before the ceremony started, we had a lot of rain, but then the ceremony was fine. So what your initial question was backup plan.
Yes.
First, we want to get the graduation ceremony in.
Yes.
That's one of the reasons why we moved it from the Friday before Memorial Day up until this Friday.
Okay.
Because one of the issues is that if you just get rain that just kind of what I would say sets in, that we just know it's going to rain for hours.
Yeah.
That's when we would have to make the ultimate call.
Yeah.
And so it would be pushed back to Saturday night.
Okay.
And then
Same location.
Okay. If we were not to be able to do it on Saturday night, then there's been the plan that could be on Sunday, which would be inside at the gym at the high school. That's not always preferable because it's certainly less space.
Yes.
And we would have to limit who can come in, and that always is an adventure.
Oh, yeah. People get up.
We would have an overflow section, obviously, but again, lots of people want to be able to get in and see their child walk across the stage.
People
or
get
their
upset when the
niece or
tickets
their
are
nephew.
limited.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we hope to get it in on Friday night. I looked just before we came on, and
Yeah, your
again,
weather app is looking better than mine.
Well, not that I have any more important weather app than
I
you,
don't
but I spend a
know.
lot of time
Yeah, I was
looking
about
at the
to say,
weather.
you probably do. It's very
So,
important in your line of work.
But it's also Tuesday. There's a
Yeah.
lot that can change between now and then. So we will do whatever we can because, again, it's a Friday night. We know that there are people that are coming in from out of town. We will do whatever we can. And furthermore, Project Graduation is Friday night.
Okay.
There's a lot of plans. There's a lot of rentals taking place.
So does that get moved if graduation gets moved, or it still goes on? Because
it would probably still have to go on because we don't have, depending upon what they're doing. It's at the high school this year.
Okay.
In the last few years, it's been at the Milner Center, and so
Right.
they rented the Milner Center, so there was no changing.
Right. Yeah.
I assume that they could probably, because it's in our building at the high
Mhm.
school, we could probably push it back. But that also is an
Still-
assumption based on did they rent
blow up
machines or
right.
things like that.
That
so
have to be taken back.
Well, there's
that would-
so much planning that goes into making
right.
that happen too. I would say that moving it would just logistically be a nightmare.
So again, we're shooting for Friday night at 7 o'clock.
Okay. All right. Good. We're sending good vibes.
We're gonna hope. That's
Yeah,
right.
good vibes your way for that.
Yeah,
So.
I appreciate that. We need it, and there's just there's a lot of things that go into that decision. Again, I remember 2 years ago, kind of wringing my hands all the way up until the time of the ceremony. But we knew we were going to have a window.
Mm-hmm.
We got some towels out there and dried seats off,
Yeah.
and we took after
You do
it.
what you got to do.
That's right.
All right.
It sprinkled and thundered before mine, and we had to
Still.
go in for a little bit, and then we were able to do the ceremony. So.
Yeah.
Well, and it's at Nunley Stadium,
Mhm.
which is always an adventure because we just don't have a whole lot of parking there.
Right.
We actually run shuttle buses. We have buses that will pick up at the Milner Center.
Right.
I'm sorry, at West and Bobby Ray,
Mhm.
and take people
Take all
over
the
to the ceremony
yeah.
and then back after the ceremony. The students will actually bus from the high school.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, if y'all are doing Project Grad at the high school, I know when I did it, we bussed from the Milner Center, but it's because the Project Graduation was happening at the Milner Center, so that's where you would get taken back to if you didn't go with your parents after. But
And that's what we did last year. But
So it'll be from the high school
so
for the
they will bus
students,
from the
yeah.
high school. That'll save a few hundred cars.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And so it's always difficult. Again, one of the things that we've talked about is the need for alternate location potentially.
Yes.
If we do ever build a football stadium at the high school where there is more parking, that
Yeah.
would obviously be preferable.
Right.
But again, we're a few years away.
Well, and two, especially if the weather's bad and it's wet and rainy, parking in that lower area at the stadium is all grass. So
Right.
getting through there is a little iffy sometimes too. So it's always something to think about.
Well, we want it to be a special night for our kids. That's,
Right.
That's the number one. I mean, I always get some sort of complaint. Mr. Hobbs probably gets more than I do, but adults getting bent out of shape about different things, and we get that. It's a special night for families. It's a special night for our community. But at the same time, we have to make decisions based on what's going to be the
Right.
optimal ceremony for the kids.
Yeah.
And so we want them to have a memorable night. I'm sure you all remember
Yeah.
your graduation
Oh, yeah.
night. She was talking about hers. I remember mine, and it's a big night for those kids, and we want it to be the best it can.
Yeah, and that was actually something I wanted to talk about just because I've seen, of course, on Facebook and stuff over the last couple of weeks. And over the last couple of years, I know it's been more prominent for like kids to decorate their caps and that kind of thing. So I saw there were some rules put in place. What kind of are those?
Well, so that, talking about decorating the hats, that's been in place for more than a year.
Right.
Last year we didn't allow that to happen. And I get where people are coming from on that. Everybody wants to decorate their cap and make it, but ultimately for us, the graduation ceremony is about all 350 or 400 kids, and not necessarily just about one. And so when we saw the decorating of the caps, there were some things that were just getting a little outlandish, and things that were taking away from the ceremony. And so ultimately we felt like going back to a more traditional style ceremony to where it's about everybody and not just about one or two or three was the right thing to do. And so that's been met with mixed reviews.
Yeah.
But again, it's not done in any way to try to be, backwards or
Right.
trying to punish kids.
Yeah.
It's just that we feel like there's I will also say this. There are very few ceremonies left in your life that have a little pomp and circumstance about it.
Yeah.
This is one of them.
Yeah.
This is, like I said, something you're going to remember the rest of your life. We want it to be special. We want it to look good. We want it to be done the right way. We don't want to I always would tell kids, in my previous job, I was a high school principal. I would tell them at graduation, if you're back in your seat, hitting beach balls or doing stuff like that, and Johnny is coming across the stage, then you're taking away from Johnny's moment.
Right.
His family wants to see. And so we're just asking kids for an hour and 15 minutes to give us their best.
Yeah.
And make it about, like I said, a little pomp and circumstance, make it a nice professional ceremony.
Yeah.
And again, I get that that's not always the most popular decision. But again, I believe Friday night at 7 o'clock, our community can be very proud of a ceremony we're putting together.
Well, and I didn't when I was in high school. That wasn't really a thing. We didn't decorate our caps. We did in college.
Yeah.
But to be honest, after pictures and the graduation ceremony, either of those caps and gowns have never been pulled out and looked back at of. And so, to what extent does it really matter at the end of the day?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it feels like in the moment for those students, they want to do it, but when you look back at it, that's not what you remember is you decorating your cap. It's going to be everything else about the project graduation and the ceremony itself.
At 8:15 on Friday night, nobody's going to care about the hats being decorated.
Yeah.
They're not. I mean, they do right now, and I get it. Again, I'm not discounting their
But let's
hope.
look at the big picture.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things that if no one had ever decorated the top of their cap, we wouldn't be having this discussion.
Right.
So and again, in our social media world, we're also trying to one up everything.
Right.
A few years ago, I just one of the things that's going on in our community this week is that our seniors are going back to their elementary schools.
Oh,
in
yeah.
caps
So
and
we
gowns.
didn't get to do that either.
Well,
that was really cool.
So that's my point.
Yeah, that's
so
really
somewhere somebody had that idea, and then now everybody's doing it, right?
Yeah.
So and I'm not saying it's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great for our elementary schools. It does a number of things. It gives them the opportunity to go back and see their teachers, but it also those elementary kids that get to see.
They get to see it.
They aspire at that point to be like, you know what, I want to do that one day, and so it's great. I'm not discounting that. I'm just saying it's like a one-up type deal. So, well, those seniors got to do that. Well, then we got to go to our elementary school and to our, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So again, it's just trying to one up everything.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of where the hat decorating got into as well.
Yeah.
And
I did decorate my hat.
Did you?
But I didn't do anything outlandish.
Have you ever pulled
So I
your-
didn't steal from anybody. Mine was flat to the top.
Yeah.
So no one, everyone can see over the top of me. I'm all of 5'2", but yeah.
Have you ever pulled it back out and looked at it and
No,
reminisced
I'm
or
pretty
have it
sure-
displayed in a picture?
if it gets rained on, it's going to get ruined anyway.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure mine's thrown away.
Yeah.
I'm a throwaway. I burnt
But
my.
that's my point there is
I
that-
burnt my college cap and gown on accident. I sat it on top of. This was poor judgment. Sat it on top of a lamp and turned the lamp on.
Okay.
Just melted
I thought you
it. I
were going
walked
to have
across.
some sort of, like a ceremony.
Like, did you do it
burned
intentionally?
No, I didn't.
Like, that
No.
you put it up there and you were trying to.
No, I just sat it up there
Just
and probably
forgot about it.
Forgot
Okay.
that it was sitting up there, and then turned the lamp on, and it burned a
Okay.
hole through like my. What is this? The stole. What is
The
it?
The stole.
The
Yeah.
stole.
Uh-huh.
Mhm. And the gown.
Okay.
I wore it anyway.
All right, we're going to take another quick break, but we will be right back with Dr. Grant Swallows and more on the school system. Thanks for sticking with us. We'll be right back.
Big savings, short month.
Now is the time to buy at Ed Rogers Valley Ford. Get in the new Ford you've been dreaming of. A 2024 Ford Escape, $7,000 off MSRP, just $24,985 after rebate.
Make your escape with the SUV to carry the family and all the necessities: clothes, sports equipment, groceries.
Test drive a new Ford Bronco at Ed Rogers Valley Ford. Power to get the work done. And right now, get up to $19,200 off MSRP. Several Broncos in stock now.
The Ford F-150 is tough, always has been, always will be. Your 2024 F-150 is waiting at Ed Rogers Valley Ford. Save $8,550 off MSRP right now.
Talk about power. Talk about luxury. The Ford Expedition and Expedition Max combines them both. $12,000 off MSRP.
Big savings, short month.
And the clock's ticking, so get to Ed Rogers Valley Ford right now. 111 Auto Lane in Sparta. Or view all the current inventory at EdRogersValleyFord.com.
Big savings now.
At Pioneer Building Supply, we're your one-stop shop for lumber, tools, and building supplies. Whether you're tackling a major renovation or just need a few materials for a small project, we've got you covered. From framing to finishing touches, we have the products and expertise to help you get the job done right. Stop by and see us today at 231 Northgate Drive, Suite 250, McMinnville, or give us a call at 931-473-7777. Our friendly, knowledgeable team is always ready to help you with whatever you need for your next project. For 50 years, Pioneer Building Supply has been the trusted name in construction materials. We've built our reputation on quality, service, and the commitment to your success. Pioneer Building Supply, building your dreams since 1975.
Pioneer Building Supply.
Pioneer Building Supply, where good business makes good friends.
Pioneer Building Supply.
You asked for it. The adventures of Caden and Newt are on their way, where I'll share Southern Legends recipes.
We're talking fried chicken, gumbo, sweets, and a little sass too.
The countdown's on. Stay tuned for Newt and Caden cooking up the South like you've never heard before. Newt's Barbecue, Rock Island, home of the legends. Warehouse Discount Grocery serving McMinnville and Warren County with the best meats, freshest produce, and the best prices on all your favorite groceries. Listen to these specials. Preferred Angus beef boneless ribeye steaks family pack, $12.99 a pound. Beef tenderloin steaks, $16.99 a pound. And center cut bone-in pork chops family pack, $2.39 a pound. Be sure to check out the full-service deli featuring your favorite meats from Charter Reserve. Open 7 days a week at 835 Smithville Highway. That's Warehouse Discount Groceries, or WDG.
Did better. Yeah, very good test prep.
Good morning. Welcome back to Town Talk with Raven and Abby. We are sitting down with Dr. Grant Swallows and talking all things school related. We've been talking a lot about high school graduation, the Warren Connect and Annex graduations as well, testing. What else you got going on in your world?
Well, you know, we were excited about, just pulling up to make sure I called it the right thing, but our JROTC, our fitness team came back. Mm-hmm. They were the first place in the mixed division. At the National JROTC
I think there was,
Challenge.
40-something other teams in that category?
70, actually.
Wow.
So,
So
70-plus teams from across the country.
Yes.
So, they do such a great job. That program, First Sergeant Howard has been doing that for so many years, and he's actually retiring this year. So,
okay.
It was a great way for him to go out. And so,
that's really special for those kids and really shows their endurance and their work ethic that they put in to be able to achieve that, because it's across the country. It's national. It's not just locally or anything like that. So
and here's the other thing.
Big achievement.
I used to, my kid plays football, and there were some times I'd be out at practice, and they'd be like, oh, it's hot, and then here they would go, here comes this fitness team in uniform running, and it's 95 degrees, and
they
they're
have
not saying
packs
a word.
And everything on.
And I'm like, look at those guys. You know? I mean, and ladies and gentlemen, and I mean, it was they just. It's such a great program to teach so many things, but for them to be able to get that recognition is
really
awesome.
cool. Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
So we're excited about that. We're also announced last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago, really something I'm really, really excited about. We've always fed our kids throughout the summer through the summer feeding program, but we're being able to expand that this year with a partnership with Ethra. So any kid 18 and under in our community can actually sign up and get 7 days worth of breakfast and lunch. throughout the summer.
Wow. So they don't have to be go to school and work.
Any kid,
as long as they
or
live
under.
here. So
That's
it
right.
could be any homeschool or anything.
Yep.
Wow. That's incredible.
So all children under the age of 18, there's no income requirements. Now, one of the things that's important is that we do have summer programming in our buildings.
Mhm.
So if a kid is attending summer programming, then they're
Okay.
going to be fed
There
anyway.
Okay. Mhm.
So, but they could still get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday
Okay.
breakfast and lunch.
Mhm.
So if you go to our Facebook page or even our website, there is a sign up for that.
Mhm.
It's under the announcements tab, and you can simply call 668-4022.
Okay.
If you don't know where it is on the website, and we'll be happy to get that information to you. But one of the things I always struggle with is when we go to the summer, everybody's like, "Oh, school's out! I'm so excited!" And I'm going to tell you, there's some kids that their parents are working every minute of the day, and so they're at home by themselves, and maybe not have as much food as they get during the regular school
Right.
year, and so that always bothers me because we want our kids to have what they need, and so to be able to provide this for them, we're really excited about that, and it's a great partnership. Our school nutrition department does a fantastic job, and
Absolutely.
we're excited to be able to offer that to our community
So
again.
did you say that was through a grant that y'all were able to get that?
Well, it is. I
Or-
mean, we do that mostly, but I believe we're partnering with East Tennessee Human Resource Agency, which is ETHRA,
Okay.
to provide this, and so they, I think, do that some. We do that some. So I think we're joining up and being able to provide it at a more at a bigger level. I
Is
guess,
there
what I
still
should say.
free lunches? Is that still a thing?
During the school year?
Yeah.
Mhm. And breakfast.
That was so nice when I was in school. That started like maybe my sophomore year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we could get a free
Yeah.
lunch.
Yep. Free
they
breakfast,
don't
free
do
lunch.
that in Manchester. I taught in Manchester and Rutherford County, and they don't do that
Yeah.
there. So
Well, you've
it's
got to
really
qualify
nice.
for it.
Yeah.
And our school district has been forward thinking and has done it for
Mhm.
several years now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just shared a link to the food thing from
Yeah.
your Facebook page
Awesome.
into our feed there. So
Great.
if anybody
Yeah.
wants more information, they can go directly to that.
Yeah, and I again just want to give a shout out to Terry Mulliken. She's our school nutrition director. Does a great job, and really, really excited about that opportunity for our kids and
Yeah.
for our community.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask something and I just lost where my train of thought was going.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I hate when it just leaves me.
Yeah. So we're wrapping up. I'll while you're thinking about that, I would be remiss to say it's not Teacher Appreciation Week, but last week was
Yes,
Teacher Appreciation
it was.
Week.
Yeah, we talked
So
about some of our favorite teacher memories and stuff.
We want to make sure that I can say publicly, and hopefully have said many times, but how much I appreciate our teachers.
Yeah, absolutely.
I always just, I don't use the term. I think we throw the term hero around a little bit too loosely these days.
Sometimes, yes.
But I'm telling you that the teachers that are doing the work in the classroom, I can tell you were my heroes growing up. They still remain to be my heroes, and so I tell the story often. I could go through every grade level. My kindergarten teacher, convinced us that she had eyes in the back of her head. When I got in trouble one day, I believed that she had eyes in the back of her head. But then, in first grade, I had a great teacher who scared me to death. She was very firm. But you know what? I'll never forget her putting those expectations out there.
Yeah.
And then that stuck with me. I'm 45.
Forever.
I'm 45 years old.
Right.
That was first grade.
Yeah.
I still remember her making sure we turned in things on time.
Yes.
And so that was important. Second grade, third. I could go through
Everybody.
every one of our kids and every one of our
Teachers make
teachers.
such a lasting impact on
They
their
do.
students. They really do.
And so we should celebrate them every day, but last week was a week to celebrate them. But it was also National School Nurses Day last week, and May the 1st was National School Principals Day, and so it's just a lot of celebrations going on at the end of the year. And, just
a lot of things.
Very proud to be associated with our school system, but more importantly, I'm very proud to be associated with those men and women that are doing great work for our kids.
Well, as you are finishing out this school year, what are some things that you might be looking forward to for next year?
Yeah, great.
I mean,
because
you're always. I mean, we keep moving no matter what. So.
Yeah. So we are,
and you have to plan ahead too.
We have been doing that since January. We're working on budgets and we're working on hiring. Most importantly,
okay.
We do have people that are retiring. We do have people that might leave and go somewhere else. We don't want that to happen,
right.
but it inevitably happens. So we've spent a lot of time over the last couple of weeks doing interviews, and I think people are excited about Warren County. We've done some things here recently. We've been recognized for some of our schools have been recognized even nationally. Eastside we've talked about before, and so people are talking about that. People are talking about the cell phone policy, which people continue to talk about. But I'm going to tell you, as a teacher, people are attracted to an environment to where they can come teach and not have to worry about that.
Yeah.
So we've gotten some people that have said, hey, we're excited about this opportunity. So doing that, of course, one of the things that we always have to do this time of year is the General Assembly has adjourned.
Yes.
And so I believe there were about 200 or so pieces of legislation that were passed. 70 of those affected education.
Wow.
So we have to figure out exactly what that is.
What it means.
One of the things that they put into place is that there's now a recess requirement for all elementary schools and students. Again, I would say we didn't need that law to want to have recess, but one of the things that now it's legislated that we have to do that. We have to figure out where that's going to fit in the day.
Okay.
Because they didn't take anything away.
Right.
They just
keep
added
adding
to,
more things.
and so it's difficult to figure that out with schedules, but with an already packed schedule.
Yeah.
Again, nobody's going to argue that kids, especially young kids. I have a fourth grader.
Yeah.
I mean, that kid lives for recess. So nobody's going to argue against that. But at the same time, there's just a lot of requirements.
Yeah, you got to make it work.
That's
figure
right.
where it fits in.
So we're spending that time, and then of course, teachers don't want to talk about this, principals don't want to talk about this, but really for ours at the central office, we have started, but we really begin the first week in June getting ready for August.
Yeah.
Because they're coming back whether we want it to happen or not.
Yeah. It'll be here before we know it.
That's right. So we have to get ready for professional development and then all the things that come along with that. So we will take a break. We'll everybody take a little vacation and kind of rejuvenate, but at the same time,
back ready to go.
Still lots of work. It's nothing compared to my first year here was 2020. And that whole summer, that was one of the craziest summers we've ever experienced.
I imagine.
In everything.
Yeah.
But especially in education, because we didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
You know, we didn't have a clue what was going to happen when we came back, and so you can always be thankful that it's not just like that.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Okay. Well, do you mind to stick around for one
Sure.
more
Be
segment
happy
if
to.
you want to? I know that you're definitely one that has a lot of things to talk about.
We can talk about it at school all day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take one more quick break, and then we will be back with Dr. Grant Swallow. So everybody stick around.
Fish are jumping, don't you know, my darling? I said it right now, and the cotton is high. Like a, your daddy is a rich, kind of rich girl. And your mommy's good looking, yeah. I said, hush, little baby, don't you cry.
10 years. What an honor to serve our community as Best of the Best nursing home for 10 years in a row. Did you know at NHC Healthcare that we offer a specialty in lymphedema treatment, an option for a short respite stay, and lots of local people to serve you and your family? Stop by and visit us at 928 Old Smithville Road and follow our Facebook page at NHC Healthcare McMinnville to see what really makes us the best of the best.
Lester's Body Shop is located at 212 Old Morrison Road in the West Riverside area. Owner Terry Fowler values all of his customers. He is the best place to take your car, truck, van, or SUV for any type of body work. And one estimate from Lester's is all you need. Friendly, professional, reliable, and dependable. That's Terry and the gang at Lester's Body Shop, 212 Old Morrison Road. Call 473-5421.
McMinnville, you're a part of me. McMinnville, McMinnville, Tennessee. There's nothing like you anywhere around. I'm proud to say you're my hometown.
This
This is Christy Partain with Graves Family Pharmacy, and we check all the boxes when it comes to family, community, and patient care. We have the best drive-thru in town where you will be greeted with a smile, and you can talk to us while being fully protected from the sun and the rain. Why go to a big box store when you can talk with local people that truly care about you and your family? Follow us on Facebook and feel free to ask questions. Come see us on Main Street at Graves Family Pharmacy, where you are much more than just a name and date of birth.
McMinnville, Tennessee.
Hello, it's me from MES. I'm here to tell you about another way to pay your bill. It's our new phone line you can call anytime, day or night, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and on holidays. It's also easy to remember. 931-507-4MES. That's 507-4637. All you have to do is make sure MES has your correct phone number on file. When you pay this way, there are no card fees for bills up to $300. Pay your way with MES.
Why don't you head over to Chicken Chef and enjoy a fresh made-to-order meal, or choose from the all-time favorite like the Chicken Nugget Dinner. Stop in for breakfast, order right off the menu with sausage, gravy, fresh homemade biscuits, or try their delicious tenderloin, egg, and cheese biscuit, just to name a few. Whatever your taste buds call for, you're sure to find it at Chicken Chef. They've been serving Warren and surrounding counties for over 40 years. Stop in today, Chicken Chef on the Strip in McMinnville. You can call your order in to go at 473-5020.
Talk Radio, WBMC, and translator W249DQ McMinnville, WBMC.
Good morning. Welcome back to Town Talk. My name is Raven Young with Abby Myers in the co-host seat, and we want to say a quick thank you to Juicy's Wellness Cafe, where we believe your health is your wealth. And they are back open today. So they were closed last week, and so I'm on their Facebook page now because they post all of their specials, and they have a green chili enchilada casserole for special today.
Ooh.
Oh, and it's delicious.
Okay,
So,
I have to go try that.
yeah,
today.
go. So it has, let's see, the enchilada casserole, carefully crafted with white beans, onion, garlic, plant-based cheese, and fresh cilantro, complemented by a rich, creamy, cheesy sauce. This dish is accompanied by a side of Santa Fe rice, rendering it an ideal lunch option. So if you don't know what you're eating yet for lunch, I highly recommend putting Juicy's on your list. And thank you to them for being a wonderful sponsor of Town Talk. But we do still have Dr. Grant Swallows in with us this morning. And I wanted to talk just a little bit more about your opinion on, I guess, yeah, opinion is a good word, I guess. Okay. But I have recently heard, and of course we heard about it a few years ago, but there's been some more talk recently about the development that's going to go in Morrison across from Prater's Barbecue. So a few years ago, a developer bought that land, and they have started construction on the utilities, I believe, so water lines, gas lines, things like that. But then in the foreseeable future, they will be starting physical construction for townhomes. And so does that look like to you for the future of Morrison, the future of our schools? Because if they do 200 townhomes, that could be a lot of kids.
Sure.
So what do you think that looks like?
Yeah, so we're still you referenced this, we've kind of been aware that this was coming. The developer and the company have actually been really good to reach out to us and work with us. The long and short of it is that we really don't know. Yeah. Because with townhomes, you never know if it's who's going to come in. Yeah. Is it going to be a family? Is it going to be retired? Is it going to be retiree folks? So again, we don't know exactly how that will be. How that will flesh out for us as far as in terms of kids. Right. But there are several options that you could use. One of which is that Morrison is in the terms of school buildings, you'd call it a brand new building. Yeah, it's about 11 years old. And so there's still some room for growth there. Now, not a lot. Yeah. If you look at a class size, I mean, if you add 30 to 60, you're adding at least 2-3 more additional classrooms, maybe 4. And so we would have to look at that. The school board could also, in that situation, take on the hard decision of potentially rezoning. Right. Okay. And so if you obviously with the apartments or the townhomes right beside Morrison, those would actually have to go to Morrison.
Right.
But you could potentially rezone some outlying areas to where they maybe could go to Centertown or maybe even Hickory Creek.
Yeah.
So you could rezone that. That's, I would say, not always the best option because people get bent out of shape about that.
Oh, yeah.
Really quickly. But there are several things that we can do. I will tell you, and I've referenced this earlier in the program, I mean, unfortunately, we're lower enrollment right now than we've been since I've been here, and really probably in the last several years.
So we have some room for growth.
We do have some room. So I'm not panicking over it. Now, we always have to look. We do 5-year plans. We do 10-year plans just to look, but those are so hard to predict because people are more mobile now. When I was growing up, again, back several years ago, a lot longer when you all were growing up. But, when I was growing up, it was like, this is where I'm going to go to school. This is where I'm going to live. This is what I'm going to do. But we don't kind of live in that age anymore. You can move around, and there are more options. There's homeschool. There's virtual school. There's, there's a statewide virtual school, so you could be enrolled in the statewide virtual school. Lots of different homeschooling options, and really there's some homeschool collective options. There's some hybrid options.
Yes.
There's all kinds of things. And that's kind of the thing that I say. We want what's best for all of our families.
Right.
Do we think public school is a good option? Absolutely.
Yes.
Are we going to continue to try to make public school a great option? We are. But when families are involved in their child's education, that's important. And they need to make the best decision for them. And so we'd like to see that number tick back up a little bit, and we think we will. But again, it's always an ebb and flow, but we love the fact that our community's growing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the positive of those townhomes.
It is.
We hope that maybe we can recruit some more industry, and that will only help us as we move forward.
Do you ever see, because I know there's been other discussion as our community does continue to grow, do you ever actually see there being a second high school built?
Oh gosh, Raven, that's
I know.
put me on the spot question right there.
sorry.
No, I wouldn't. I'm not going to say that that's off the table.
Yeah.
Again.
Well, as of right now, you said there's less at the high school.
That's right.
Because there was over 2,000 when I was in high school.
That's right. So we've got some room to grow there too.
So you're not.
So I'm not
busting at
panicking
the
over.
I think
that.
we're just used to schools being overcrowded.
Yeah.
Or not having room for all the changing.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
I think
it's good to know that there is.
Yeah.
It seems insane to me to think that we need a second high school just because it's always been the one. You know, I mean, of course, there are private schools and stuff now as well, but to think of having a second high school, I just can't fathom it, honestly.
I think probably what would happen in that if we do go to 2 high schools, there might be an avenue to where you have a specialty high school.
Okay.
And some places are doing some where you might have several CTE programs in one place, and then they could also take their English and math and science, and so
That's an
I could
interesting
see
thought.
I could see that might be something we could do.
Yeah.
If we felt the need to
And
have
Manchester
some other
has
options.
the Raider Academy.
Well, and of course, that's a kind of an alternative school setting, right?
Is it? I think they put their freshmen all together.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
so, like, if you even had to take like one grade and
Yeah.
put them somewhere, I think that's
do y'all
what
still
they
do that one for the freshmen?
So we do have a freshman
Okay.
academy.
Oh,
but
they didn't
but
have
now,
that.
It's still in the same
but
building.
it's in the same building.
Oh, okay.
It's just on the
okay.
top floor.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, okay. I think
so
that theirs is like not.
it's,
okay.
You're right.
It's in a
That's right.
separate
Okay.
building.
And people have said that around here for many years. I even last week somebody said, well, they're talking about the 9th grade academy being in Hickory Creek again, and a lot of people say, well, we need to do that for our sports teams. Well, I have bad news. It doesn't matter whether they're in a completely different building for sports. 9 through 12 is what we're classified on, so our sports teams would still be all that. But there's so many things that we could talk about, and that's what the school board does. And we talk
absolutely.
through, and there are options. Again, I'm not saying right now that's probably something that we're spending a whole lot of time on because we do.
Well,
feel
and
like
it's not
we've got-
necessarily a need yet.
That's
so.
right. One of the things that you'll be seeing, hopefully, in the next 12 months is that I'm going to make fun here a little bit. Is that the new high school that people still call it the new high school? It's 30 years old.
Yeah.
But when it was built, the cafeteria is really doesn't fit the need that we have.
Okay.
So we're looking at an expansion of the cafeteria
Interesting.
at the high school.
Because everyone eats lunch in the cafeteria now, right?
Yeah, so-
See, well,
Oh, do you not have like
the hour lunch is
the hour-long lunch is gone. So,
but can they not still go to the? Because when I was there, they could go to the lobby to get like pizza or chips
and
or
still can do
they
that.
Still can do that.
But then when you're talking about
eating
that many kids in a small area,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying we're doing a massive expansion.
But you need
a
some
little
more room.
bit more room
Which
because seniors have been given the opportunity to maybe go out to the courtyard.
Yeah.
Or even in the front of the building, which is good. I mean, that's thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
But we need something. 2 years ago, we were having 5 lunches, so that meant third period or fourth period, whatever one, it had to be longer than the rest of them, which doesn't make any sense. That your middle of the day class would be longer than your first period class. So if you happen to have math first period, you wouldn't get as much time as would you. So again. Getting us to a place to where we can accommodate and get
and I guess luckily the cafeteria, the location of it really gives you an opportunity to expand off of that. Like it's in a great location to be able to build onto.
Well, and we hope it will kind of add to the architecture of the building. I can kind of see some, really cool designs off the front of that the front of the building.
That'd be cool.
And so again, we're looking at that, and we do that throughout all our buildings, and spend a lot of time talking about what the future looks like, even though we don't know exactly what it looks like.
Well, I appreciate you being here today and letting me throw you a little curveball. Sorry, I know that last one.
Okay.
It came to my mind.
It's all right. That's why I come.
Yeah,
I want to be able to answer. I want to be able to answer things that our community wants to know the questions or wants to know the answers to. And this is a great way to be able to do that.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here. And it's been a great day of Town Talk.
Yes.
So we are going to take a break for today, and we will be back tomorrow morning at 7 with Town Talk with Raven Abbey. Thanks for being with us.
The taxman's taken all my dough and left me in my stately home, blazing on a sunny afternoon. And I can't sail my yacht, he's taken everything I got. All I've got's this sunny afternoon.